Pray there, friends, and good morning from the Magic Kingdom. It's your boy, the Pin Trading Pastor, and here we are back for another Pin Drop Tuesday. Again, there are a ton of pins coming out today if my sources are correct. We're gonna jump in line, take a look at those pins, and see if there is anything that we need. See if there are those drops. I'm pretty sure BOMA's coming out today, the Dining with Disney. That's one I have to get. I've heard there's a Sorcerer Mickey, and many of you know I collect Mickey, so I'll be looking for that one. And I heard there's a Reflections pin. I'm not sure who is on that Reflections pin. I haven't done my research and look at the catalogs and the emails that they send out, so I'm not exactly sure. But we're gonna take a look at that and obviously buy everything that we need and then show that to you here in just a moment. And so I'm excited about that. And after the Pin Drop Tuesday, we've got a special event for you. We are doing the A through Z Disney Alphabet Challenge again today, right? We've done it before and we struck out with Violet. Many of you blew up the feed and let me know, hey, you missed Violet a bunch of times. I'm gonna find Violet early today to get that out of the way, but I do wanna show you the board if you've never seen it before. Here you go. Here is our Disney A through Z Alphabet Pin Challenge board, and we're gonna start in the front of the park. We're gonna make our way around, and we are going to hit every single board, every single Pin Trading cast member, and we are going to try and knock out the Disney Alphabet Challenge. If we accomplish it, we're gonna bring you an opening on TikTok of a pack. I've heard Wave Bs are sold out, so it may not be Wave B, but we'll open a mystery pack for you on TikTok if we can complete the Disney Alphabet Challenge. I'm excited today, as you can tell. Gonna get in line here in a moment, and we'll see what happens. So come along for the ride, and let's see what we can find. All right, friends, so we just jumped out of line here at Pin Drop Tuesday at Magic Kingdom. And let me tell you, I have been to the Pooh releases, I have been to all sorts of pin drops for the last 4 months, and I don't think I've ever seen it as busy as it was today. Now, there was a lot of pins coming out today for the last week, I should say, here in October. But I do want to show you what we were able to score, what some of the pins that came out today. They are awesome, and there's only a couple that we didn't get today, and so we'll show you those. As you take a look here, you've got the Dining with Disney BOMA, you've got the Lion King Disney Reflections. This Merry Christmas Stitch box came out. As you know, Stitch tends to be a very popular character. And I know this guy right here, this Fantasia Mickey, again, very, very popular. There was another Fantasia, one that came out, the Hippo, and a Rescuers Down Under. I didn't get that one. And then you've also got this Christmas Countdown pin that came out today. That I know is gonna be very popular. And so, again, you can still see the line forming behind me. It is crazy here. I waited in line for almost an hour outside of Park Open. And so, again, these pin drops can be crazy. You never can predict how many people are going to be there. But the drops today were good, many good traders, and so I hope you're able to score if you wanted to score today. All right, so as we begin this morning, I do want to show you the pins that we'll be trading. First and foremost, I'm going to show you the authentic pins. We're always, and you know me well enough, that we're always on the hunt for authentic pins. So we're going to show you those first. That'll always be first priority. And so here you go. We have got a couple droids. We've got Nala, Doghouse, we've got Iago, a Mickey pin, a Villain's Heel. And then on this side, we've got a couple of the Wish pins. We have Ariel. We've got all sorts of good pins here to put down for our authentic pins. And as you know, just in case to complete the game, we've got some unauthentic pins here. We're gonna show you those. Some Ariel, some Tinkerbell, Incredibles, and then over here, you got Mother Gothel and a couple others there. And so, again, just a reminder as we get started this morning, always equal value trade. Make sure you're doing an authentic pin for an authentic pin. Make sure you're doing an unauthentic pin when you trade for an unauthentic pin. It just keeps the games going good, keeps the pin board hype going well. And so again, just a reminder, always trade equally. Here we are on Pin Drop Tuesday, and I know people tend to run around, put scrappers on the board and take good ones. Don't do that. Please don't be that person. We in the pin community hate that, and we want to see equal trading on the board. So please, that's your reminder for the day. So as you enter the park and tap your Magic Band, the first pin board is going to be located here at the locker rental and wheelchair facility. And so we're going to walk in, take a look at that board and see if there's anything we need for our Disney A through Z challenge. All right, friends, well, here is the pin board located at the wheelchair and locker rental facility. And as we make our way around the board, this is going to be our first choice of the day. I think I'm going to go with Jack. I see a Jack Skellington here, so we're going to do that for Jay. And let's look our way around the board here, and obviously let's just get this one done quickly. Let's go ahead and get Mickey as well. So we'll do that for J and M. And we'll go ahead and trade. Let's do Jesse, and let's do this shoe right here. We'll trade these two right here. And we're going to be taking these two for our first two for our A through Z challenge today.
With Nick Fury.
All right, friends. Well, we did find a pin trading cast member, and we're going to do Nick Fury. And I think we're going to do this Winnie the Pooh right here. So we'll knock out N and W, and we're going to trade Tinkerbell. And how about this Stormtrooper right here? We'll do these two guys right here, and we will turn around and trade for these two, and that knocks out two more on our A through Z challenge today. Well, we did run into another pin trading cast member, and I know which two I'm going to take. I'm going to take Goofy, and I'm going to take Daisy, because that's going to knock out two more on our Disney pin challenge today. And I think we're going to go ahead and trade. Let's do Aladdin, and let's do Pascal, and that'll add two more on our pin challenge today. Well, that was a pretty big score there, obviously. We've only hit the one pin board, but there were two pin trading cast members, and so we were actually able to knock out 6 of our spots. And so I'm going to show you those, and I do want to update. The cast member wanted the Pooh pin that I had on my pin pad as opposed to Pascal, so I kept Pascal. So if you see that later in the video, you'll know why. And so here's our updated scorecard. We have got D for Daisy, G for Goofy, M for Mickey, N for Nick Fury, J for Jack Skellington, and W for Winnie the Pooh. And our next pin board is going to be found right under the train track here at the stroller rental. If you take a left as soon as you walk under, you'll find the pin board there at the stroller rental cart. And here is the pin board located at the stroller rental counter, not cart, stroller rental counter. And I think I see the two that I'm going to do. I think we're going to do Buzz Lightyear. We'll take him for B. And I think we're going to take this guy for Oswald. And so we'll leave behind this Incredibles pin, and we'll leave behind this Tinkerbell pin. So we'll leave these, and we're taking these for our A through Z challenge today. As you make your way out of the stroller rental facility, the next pin board is going to be located inside of guest relations over here in the main building on the left-hand side next to the Chamber of Commerce. So we'll walk inside there, look at their pin board, and see if there's anything we need for our challenge today. All right, so here is the pin board located inside of guest relations here in the front of Magic Kingdom. And as we make our way around the board, I think I know exactly which two I'm going to take. You know I got to do my girl Ariel. Ariel is my favorite, and so I'm taking that one. And I'm going to take this Avengers A because that is Iron Man, and so that will count for I. And the two pins we're going to do, I think we're going to do this Goofy right here. So we'll put that guy down right there. And then we'll do, for obviously the Avengers A is a real pin. That's your reminder, always do real for real. We'll trade this doghouse for that Avengers A right there, and we'll move on to the next one. So before we enter the Emporium here in just a minute, I do want to give you the updated scorecard. Again, in the beginning, and I want to let you know if you try this at home, I actually ran into a friend who watches who is playing this challenge today in Magic Kingdom. That's awesome. I love that. Shout out to Sarah. And so with that, I do want to say if you're doing this challenge in the beginning, because there's so many options, it seems very, very easy. And the one and only time I've done this challenge, I struck out. Obviously, you know, I left Violet on the board like 5 times. I'm not going to let that happen today. But here's the box score thus far. Here we go. We have got Ariel, there's A, B for Buzz, D for Daisy, G for Goofy, we've got I for Iron Man, J for Jack Skellington, M for Mickey, N for Nick Fury, O for Oswald, and W for Winnie the Pooh. And so we're on to the next one. Next two pin boards are going to be found right here in the Emporium. We're going to walk in, take a look at those boards, and see if there's anything we need today. Okay, so here is the first pin board located inside the Emporium, and I'm not even going to play games with the letter V today. Again, my game, my rules. I'm taking Darth Vader, so that's going to give me my V. So we're going to take this guy here, and we're going to take T. We're going to take Thor. So we're going to take Vader. We're going to take Thor. Let's go ahead and leave behind this Wish pin right here, and let's leave behind Mother Gothel right here. So we'll leave these two, and we're taking these two for our Disney A through Z challenge today. All right, friends, well, we did run into a pin trading cast member here inside the Emporium, and we do need the letter P. So we're going to trade for Pumbaa here, and we're going to go ahead and leave behind this Minnie, and that'll be one more for our Disney A through Z challenge. All right, friends, well, we did run into another pin trading cast member, and we're going to trade for Figment, and we're going to trade for Cheshire Cat, because we do need a C and we need an F. And we'll leave behind Ariel, and we'll leave behind this Jack Skellington, and then we'll move on to the next one. Man, we are just having all sorts of luck inside of the Emporium today. We ran into another pin trading cast member, and here is Russell. This is Russell. We just talked about that. So here's Russell from Up, and here is Iago. So we're going to trade for those two, and we will give you these two guys right here. We'll trade these two for those two. Okay, so I had to take a little break over here in the Emporium. I stress out on the letter I so much. I did not even realize we had already got Iron Man. We had already got the letter A, so I'm up an I, and so we'll use that as a trader here in just a moment, and we'll move on to the next board. And we found another pin trading cast member here inside the Emporium, and here we go. We have found the Queen of Hearts, and so we're gonna trade for that and add that to our game as well today. And here is the second board located inside the Emporium. And as we make our way around the board, I do think I know which two pins I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do this guy. We still need an S, so this is Luke Skywalker. So we're gonna take this one, and then we also are gonna take H. Now, I don't know this man's name. I don't know what it stands for, but the letter H is officially there. So we're gonna take these two. Let's leave behind our Goofy Popsicle here, and let's leave behind Jack Skellington. So we'll leave these two here and take these two for our Disney Alphabet game today. As I make my way outside of the Emporium and next to Casey's Corner here, I did want to get on here and let you know, again, I love the pin trading community. Ran into a friend here. She had never seen us before, but she asked what we were doing. We told her we were doing the A through Z challenge, and she just started digging through her book bag, digging through every place she had a pin stored as they're pin trading around Magic Kingdom today, and they could not find one on the letters we have left, but she was trying, and then she ended up giving us a follow on Instagram, and so shout out to her if she's watching. Awesome thing here, seeing the vibe, seeing everybody being excited to be able to pin trade. And so want to give you the updated scorecard before we hit the next board. And so here we go. I mean, we are off and running, as you can tell. And so we only need E, K, L, X, Y, and Z. That's all we got left. And that next pin board to take a look at is going to be found right here at this guest experience Team Blue Umbrella. So we'll take a look at their pin board and see if there's anything we need today. All right, well, here's that pin board located at the guest experience Team Blue Umbrella just outside of Casey's Corner. And again, we are down to our last few letters. And as I make my way around the board here, I'm not seeing anything that we need for our game today. And so we're going to move on to the next one. Our next pin board is going to be located over here at the Crystal Palace. Again, they usually have an amazing pin board located on a piece of wood. And so we'll take a look, see if there's anything we need for our game today. All right, friends. Well, we did come up here to the Crystal Palace and they've got their awesome pin board out. And look at what we see. That is Ursula's chin. And so that is going to qualify for our U pin today. And so we're going to trade for that guy. And we'll go ahead and give, what do we want to give today? Get into my bag of tricks here. Let's go ahead and leave behind this Snow White, and we'll take Ursula for our game today. So that's a good sign. It's early. It's still only about 10:30 a.m. here at the Magic Kingdom, but both the Blue Team Tent Umbrella and the Crystal Palace had their pin boards. And so again, we were able to score Ursula there. And so as we make our way into Adventureland, the next pin board is going to be located on the left-hand side at the merchandise cart at Buona Bob's. And you can see it right over here. We'll walk over there, take a look at that board, and see if there's anything we need today for our A through Z Disney Pin Challenge. Okay, so here is the pin board located at Buona Bob's, and as we make our way around the board again, we are down to our last 5 letters. I'm not seeing anything that's going to count on this one, but we do have a pin trading cast member. And if you take a look right here, boom, we need E. And so we're going to take Eeyore right there, and we'll go ahead and leave behind Belle. Let's leave behind Belle, and we will take Eeyore for our Disney Pin Challenge game today. As we make our way through Adventureland, we are down to our last 5. That Eeyore helped us immensely. And so we are down to K, L, X, Y, and Z. And you know X, Y, and Z are going to be next to impossible, but there are boards aplenty out today. And so we're going to take a look at them. And that next one is going to be right here at this guest experience Team Blue Umbrella. We'll take a look at that board and see if there's any letters we need today. And here is the board located at the guest experience Team Blue Umbrella. And again, we're down to our last 5 letters. And as I make my way around the board right here, I'm not seeing anything that's going to count towards our game today. And so we're going to move on to the next board. Our next pin board is going to be found right over here at the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. They've got that really unique pin board, that plant, that leaf looking thing. And so hopefully we can find something for our game on there today. All right, friends, well, here is that amazing board here at the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. And after talking to a cast member, we need the letter X. Look at this guy. This is a Mickey-shaped bear-looking thing, and it's got XO on it. In my game, my rules, cast member says it's an X, we're going to trade for it. And so we're going to do that guy, and we'll go ahead and leave behind this K2SO Star Wars droid pin and trade for that pin right now. All right, so as we walk up on our next pin board here at the Pirates of the Caribbean, again, huge shout out to that cast member. I would have never even thought twice to pick that little bear Mickey-shaped thing up because it had XO on it. But it does count. I mean, right? Kisses, hugs, XO, is that what it stands for? And so we're going to take that. It definitely counts. So we're down to our final 4. We need K, we need L, we need Y, and we need Z. And that next pin board is going to be located right here. Here's the Pirates of the Caribbean. The ride entrance is right there. The gift shop is right back here. And so we're going to walk back there, take a look at that board, and see if there's anything we need. All right, friends. Well, after much dialogue with the cast members here in the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop, I'm not seeing anything. We tried to find everything and make every excuse in the book on why we were going to go ahead and take any of these pins, but I'm not seeing them for the last few we need, and so we're going to move on to the next one. As I leave the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop, I gotta say, I simply love how hard the cast members try to help us complete this challenge. Maybe they don't know I'm buying a $20 mystery pack at the end if I win, and I'm fine with that. But they try so hard to help, and they were trying every way to make any of those pins line up with any of these letters we have left, but they didn't, so we'll move on to the next one, and that next board is gonna be right here. At this Guest Experience Team Blue umbrella, we'll take a look at that board and see if there's anything we need. All right, so here is the pin board located at the Guest Experience Blue Team umbrella. And as we make our way around the board, I think I have found two. Now, I can't take all the credit. I've got lovely cast members helping me. Here is King Triton, so that will be our K. And this Tsum Tsum right here, I have been told and Google imaged is Luke Skywalker. And so we're gonna take these two and put these two down, and that's two more in our Disney A through Z challenge today. So big shout out to those cast members at the Guest Experience Blue Team umbrella. Again, they were going around the board helping me, shouting out, and we were able to find King Triton, and we were able to find Luke Skywalker, Tsum Tsum, and so we're down to two. We are down to Y, we are down to Z. I knew these would be two of the harder letters. You could think of people like Yzma, Zurg, and things like that. And so we'll take a look around these boards and see if we can find anything to finish this game. All right, well, before we get too far into the video today, I do want to give you a drip check. Drip check! And I do want to let you know what we've got on today. It says, Jesus always loves you. Friends, I do want you to know that Jesus Christ does love you, that he wants a relationship with you, that he died on a cross, took our sins to the cross, took our sin, took our shame, and was resurrected on the third day to give us new life in him. And it comes from our passage today in John 3:16. And John 3:16 tells us this: "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life." My friends, that is what we all long for. We all are going to live forever. All of us are going to live for eternity. And the question is, where are we going to end up? And for me, I do want a relationship with my Lord. I do want to end up in heaven when I pass from this earth. And so I challenge you today to ask the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, into your hearts. Bless you, my friends. Our next pin board is going to be located inside of Critter Co-op, just outside of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And so we'll walk in, take a look at that board, and see if there's anything we need. And here is the pin board located inside of the Critter Co-op. And as we make our way around the board here, we are down to Y and we are down to Z. And I am not seeing anything on this board that's going to classify as those, and so we're going to move on to the next one. All right, so I do want to show you what happens if you come on a party day. It's about 11 a.m. on Pin Drop Tuesday. Look at this line behind me. There is no line. There is zero line for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. That thing can get up to 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer in the summer. And so party day in October, that's the time to jump on some of these rides here at Disney World. Our next pin board is going to be located here at Tiana's Bayou General Store here in the back next to the ride. So we'll walk in there, take a look at that board, and see if we can find Y or Z. Here is the pin board located at Tiana's Bayou General Store. And again, I'm not seeing Y or Z on this board, but you know I'm never going to turn down an authentic Disney pin. So I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to take this Stitch Snack Attack. So we're going to take these two guys right here. Let's go ahead and leave behind this one right here, and let's leave behind this guy right here. So we'll leave these two here, and we're taking these two home today. Our next pin board is going to be located right here at Big Al's, the merch cart as you make your way through Frontierland. Let's take a look at that board and see if we can find anything for Y or Z today. All right, friends, well, here is the pin board located at Big Al's, the merch cart as you make your way through Frontierland, and I'm seeing two that I'm going to take. Shout out to Lindsay, the cast member, who helped me realize, here's a Yeti. That's going to work for our Y. So we're going to take this guy, and you know, friends, I'm never going to turn down an authentic pin, and I love Munchlings, so I'm going to take this guy here. We're going to take these two here. We are going to leave behind, let's leave behind this Wish pin, as we always trade authentic for authentic. And for the Yeti, we will leave behind this Goofy Candy Apple. And so these are the two we're taking home. Our next pin board is going to be found right here at the Frontier Trading Post. And again, sometimes that pin board is outside, sometimes it's inside. We'll take a look and see. Again, we are just now down to the letter Z. And so let's take a look. All right, well, here is the pin board located at the Frontier Trading Post, and as I make my way around the board, we are down to one. We need anything with the letter Z, and I'm not seeing anything here. You know, give me a Zer, give me a Zeus, give me a Zazu, any of those. I'm not seeing any, and so we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so I always like to remind you to take a look here at the Getaway Stagecoach line, which is the Disney Vacation Club hut. They don't always have a pin board, but if they don't have a pin board, oftentimes they have pin trading cast members. So we'll take a look, see if there's anything we need for our game today. So there were a couple pin trading cast members there at the DVC hut. I did not film them. First, they didn't have any letter Z or any real deal pins that we wanted. Secondly, I don't like to film when they have the lanyards on way too close to their face, and I don't really want to film their face unless they give me permission. Sometimes they do. They want to say something. So I didn't film them, but there was nothing we needed there anyway, and so we're going to move on to the next pin board. So the next pin board we're going to look at is found in the Ye Olde Christmas shop, and so we'll walk in here in the front. It's in the back side. We'll take a look at that board and see if there's anything we need. All right, so here is the pin board located in Ye Olde Christmas shop. And as we make our way around the board again, we have made it to our last letter. We need Z. We need the letter Z. And as I make my way around this board, I'm not seeing anything that's going to qualify for that today. And so we'll move on to the next one. Our next pin board is going to be located here at Liberty Square ticket office. It is past 11 a.m., so they should have both pin boards out. So let's take a look and see if they have anything. Here is the first pin board found in Liberty Square ticket office, and again, we are down to the letter Z. And as I make my way around this board, I am not seeing anything with the letter Z that's going to work for our game, and so we're going to move on to the next one. All right, friends, while we were in the Liberty Square ticket office, we did run into a friend, and this friend I don't think has watched us before, but she saw the pin board, saw we were playing a game today, and said, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And I showed her that we were playing the Disney Alphabet Challenge, and all we needed was the letter Z. And so she started digging through her Pinfolio book, seeing how she could help. And look at this, my friends. This is my friend Kinsley right here, and look at what she has. She has Zazu. That is going to complete our challenge, which means, do you want to say anything, Kinsley? You want to say hi to anybody or do anything?
Hi.
There you go. That's Kinsley. She is an avid pin trader. Look at this collection. She's got an amazing collection of pins. Got her name right there. That is one of our young pin traders out here doing her thing. And so she is going to be trading today for this guy right here. She wanted this Wave B Tinkerbell, and so I am happy to give that to her, and we're taking Zazu home, and we have completed our challenge today. All right, friends, well, as you saw, we were able to complete our Disney A through Z challenge. Now, again, we just now made it to Liberty Square. We have a ton, and I mean a ton of boards to continue to look at, and so thank you to those friends who just started watching and subscribed. Again, if you're not following us, Pin Trading Pastor, why aren't you? Follow us on all the channels, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. But again, we finished our challenge, and I want to show you the board real quick. And so here you go. The Disney Alphabet Challenge is complete. We have got Ariel, Buzz, Cheshire Cat, Daisy, Eeyore, Figment, Goofy, forgive me to this man right here, but the letter H, Iron Man, Jack, King Triton, Pumbaa, Oswald, Nick Fury, Mickey, Luke Skywalker, Queen of Hearts. We have Russell. We have Luke Skywalker, so there's our S. We have Thor, Ursula, Zazu, the Yeti, this X and O Mickey Bear looking thing, Winnie the Pooh, and Darth Vader. And so we were able to complete it. And so you might ask, what are we going to do with the time we have left? Well, we are going to go board to board, look for pins for our collection, try and find those real deals we want. And so we're going to hit them hard, see if we can find anything for our collection. So keep joining us the rest of the way. All right, friends. Well, here is the second board inside of Liberty Square ticket office. And as we make our way around the board, I'm not seeing anything that we're going to want for our collection. Again, we have finished our challenge for the day, and so we're going to move on to the next one. All right, so the next place we're going to look is here in Columbia Harbor House. Oftentimes they have pin trading cast members, so we walk in, see if there's any pin pads for us to look at today. So there were 2 pin trading cast members there at Columbia Harbor House, but it's lunchtime. It is very, very busy, and so I didn't bother them. They didn't have any authentic pins that we wanted to trade for anyway, and so we're just going to move on to the next board, which is going to be found right here at Memento Mori, better known as the Haunted Mansion gift shop. All right, here is the pin board located at Memento Mori, better known as the Haunted Mansion gift shop. And again, now that we've completed our challenge, we are just looking for authentic pins for our collection today. And I'm not seeing anything on this board, and so we're going to move on to the next one. Our next pin board is going to be located at the Philhar Magic gift shop, which is also known as Fantasy Fair. And so we're going to walk in, take a look, and see if there's anything we want for our collection today. And here is the pin board at the PhilharMagic gift shop. Again, Fantasy Fair for those of you keeping track at home. And as I make my way around the board, now that we've completed our game, I am not seeing anything that we need for our collection. And so we'll move on to the next one. Our next pin board is going to be located right here at Sir Mickey's. And so we're going to walk in, take a look at their board and see if there's anything we want or need for our collection today. All right, here is the pin board located at Sir Mickey's. And again, now that we've completed our game, we are simply looking for pins that go towards our collection. And I am seeing one. I want to take this Fantasy Flights pin and keep up with that today. So we're going to take this guy here. And let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and leave our Ariel today. We'll leave our Ariel and take this Fantasy Flights home with us. Our next pin board is going to be located here at Princess Fairy Tale Hall. Again, they've got that very unique pin board which is shaped like a shield, and so we'll take a look at that, see if there's anything we want for our collection today. So the Princess Fairy Tale Hall pin board is under refurbishment, much like many of the rides here at Disney World. Just kidding. In all seriousness though, it is being refreshed, which means it could be 10 minutes, it could be an hour, could be 2 hours, who knows? But whenever it comes back, they're gonna have some good pins, but we don't got time for that, so we're making our way to the next one. The next pin board we're gonna look at is found here at 100 Acre Goods, which is the Winnie the Pooh ride gift shop, and so we'll walk in, take a look and see if there's anything we need. All right, well here is the pin board located at 100 Acre Goods, and as we make our way around the board, now that we finished our game again, just looking for pins that will go towards our collection. I'm not seeing anything there. We do have a pin trading cast member, and as I look at the pad again, not seeing anything that works for us, and so we'll move on to the next one. Our next pin board is going to be found here at the Guest Experience Team Blue Umbrella, and so we're going to walk over, take a look at that board and see if there's anything we need. All right, here is the pin board located at the Guest Experience Blue Team Umbrella. And as we make our way around the board, I'm not seeing anything that we want or need for our collection as we've completed our challenge, and so we'll move on to the next one. Our next pin board is going to be located here at Be Our Guest Restaurant. And so we'll walk over, take a look at that board and see if there's anything we need. All right, here is the pin board at the Be Our Guest Restaurant. And as we move around the board here, I'm not seeing anything that our family is going to want today, and so we'll move on to the next one. All right, the next pin board is going to be located over here at Village Gifts. It's right next to Gaston's Tavern. Obviously, you see the statue of Gaston there. And right here is Village Gifts. And so we'll walk in, take a look at that board and see if there's anything we need. And here is the pin board located in the Village Gift Shop here. And as we make our way around, again, we are looking for authentic, genuine pins for our collection at this point. And I'm not seeing anything that we're going to need. And so we'll move on to the next one. So a lot of times the H-Golf Cartography here at the Disney Vacation Club on the backside next to the Little Mermaid ride will have a pin board. I'm not sure if they do today, but we'll at least see if they have a pin trading cast member. All right, friends, we did run into a pin trading cast member here at the DVC hut. And as I make my way around, I think I'm going to take this guy right here. We always like a good Mickey. So we always trade equal value. And so we're going to put down, let's go ahead and put this guy down right here. So we'll put this down and we're going to take this Mickey home for our collection today. So the next pin boards we're going to take a look at are found here in Storybook Circus. And so we're going to make our way in, and they're not just out in the middle of nowhere, just so you know. They're going to be right over here. They're going to be inside of Big Top Souvenirs. There's usually one, at least one, possibly two pin boards, and so we'll walk in, take a look and see if there's anything we need today. And here is the first pin board located inside of Storybook Circus here in Big Top Souvenirs. And so as we make our way around the board again, we are looking for authentic pins for our collection today. I'm not seeing anything on this board that's going to work for us, and so we'll move on to the next one. And here is the second board located inside of Big Top Souvenirs. And as we make our way around again, not seeing anything that I think we're going to need for our collection, and so we will move on to the next one. The next pin board we're going to look at is located right here inside of Star Traders, and so we'll walk in, take a look right through these doors. It should be on the left-hand side. We'll take a look. And here is the pin board located inside of Star Traders. And again, right now we're on the hunt for things for our collection. And so as I make my way around this board, I'm not seeing anything that we'll need, and so we'll move on to the next one. And just a friendly reminder, oftentimes this Disney Vacation Club hut right here will also have a pin board or pin trading cast members. I don't see any today, and so we're just going to move on to the next one. Tomorrowland Launch Depot is where the next pin board is going to be located. Sometimes as you walk in, it's on the left-hand side, but a lot of times lately it's been in the back on the right-hand side. And so we'll walk in, take a look and see if there's anything we need today. Here is the pin board located inside of Tomorrowland Launch Depot. And again, we are looking for authentic Disney pins. Now, I am seeing one that I'm questioning. I don't have this for my Mickey collection. And when I see one I don't have, I go ahead and take it just because. And so we're going to take this guy here. And I know it's not, but I'm still going to take it anyway. And we'll leave behind make sure there's not duplicates. We'll leave behind these shoes right here, but we're gonna take this Mickey home for our collection, even though it's not an authentic going towards our collection. So before we leave Tomorrowland, there is one more pin board. It's found here at the Guest Experience Team Blue Umbrella. And so we'll walk over, take a look at that board and see if there's anything we need. All right, here is the pin board located at the Guest Experience Team Blue Umbrella inside of Tomorrowland here. And look at this. I think I'm gonna take this guy. I do wanna take this pin right here. So we're gonna take that guy right there. I do see another authentic. We don't want that one though today. Let's go ahead and leave behind, let's leave our Mickey Old Navy pin. We'll leave that behind and we'll take that guy home today. As we make our way out of Tomorrowland, I did just want to jump on here and explain what you saw 2 pin boards ago. You saw me pick up a Mickey. That Mickey was not real, but what I like to do, I collect Mickey. If you didn't know that, I think you do. But I like to take the Mickey that I know is not real if I don't have it for my collection until I get the real one. I do that because I collect all things Mickey, all things Ariel, Tigger, Stitch, and so I like to do that. And so I'll take the one that is not real until I find the real one. And so you'll see me do that from time to time in these videos as you watch. So as we make our way back to the front of the park, the next pin board is going to be located right here at Plaza Restaurant. And so we'll walk over, take a look at that board and see if there's anything we need. And here is the pin board located at the Plaza Restaurant. As we make our way around, again, we are looking for pins for our collection today, now that we finished this challenge. And I have found a munchling, and you know I am always a sucker for munchlings. And so we're going to take this guy here. And let's go ahead and what are we going to leave behind today? We will leave behind, let's do this Star Wars droid right here. We'll leave this guy and we're taking this guy home for our collection today. As we make our way back up the left-hand side of Main Street towards the front of the park where you enter, I always encourage you to check at Starbucks because there's usually a pin trading cast member, so let's take a look and see what they have. And here is a pin trading cast member here at Starbucks. I always tell you to be encouraged to look and see if they have a pin pad, and they do. Now, there's nothing we need for our collection, but as usual, always good to find a pin trading cast member here at Starbucks. The next pin board we're going to look at is found here at Main Street Cinema. So we're going to walk in, go to the checkout counter and see if there's anything we need. And here is that pin board located here at Main Street Cinema. And again, very happy we finished our challenge earlier. As we make our way around the board, I'm not seeing anything we need for our collection, and so we'll move on to the next one. So the next few pin boards are going to be found right here in Town Square Theater. There's 3 of them, and we're going to start with the first. It's going to be found right here at Tony's Restaurant. You walk in, go to the check-in desk and ask to see that board, and they'll gladly show it to you today. All right, well, here is the pin board located at Tony's Restaurant. And as we make our way around the board, I am not seeing anything that we need today. We do have a pin trading cast member which left us their pad. Again, on this, I'm not seeing anything either, and so we will move on to the next one. Our next pin board is going to be located here at Box Office Gifts. It's also the photo department. If you walk over there, ask, they should have a pin board for us to look at today. And here is the pin board found at Box Office Gifts. And as we make our way around the board today, I am not seeing anything that we're going to need, and so we will move on to the next board. All right, well, we did run into a pin trading cast member here right outside of Box Office Gifts, and I am seeing this villain guy I want to take right here. So we're going to trade for that guy. Again, we're always going to do authentic pins for authentic pins, and so let me get into my bag of tricks here. We are going to trade. Let's do Nala. I want to leave Nala for the next guest, and we will take that villain's pin home. Our last pin board of the day is going to be found right here in Curtain Call Collectibles, and so we'll walk in, take a look at that board, and see if we can find something nice as we head home today. All right, friends, well, here is the pin board found inside of Curtain Call Collectibles. And again, we are on a mission now just for pins for our family. And as I make my way around the board, I'm not seeing anything that we need. And so we will move on to the next one. All right, friends, well, that's going to do it for us today from the Magic Kingdom. And again, I do want to say it's funny. The best part about making content, you slip, you stumble sometimes. There is no other board. Curtain Call Collectibles was the last board. At the end of that, I said on to the next one. There is no next one. And so I do want to give you the recap for the day. You know, if you've been watching this far, that we did hit our goal. We did accomplish Disney Alphabet Pin Challenge A through Z and finished it. And so let's take a look. Here we go. We have Ariel for A, we have Buzz for B, Cheshire for C, Daisy for D, Eeyore for E, F for Figment, K for King Triton, J for Jack. We have I for Iron Man, H for, forgive me, I don't know that man right there, G for Goofy, L for Luke Skywalker, M for Mickey, N for Nick Fury, O for Oswald, P for Pumbaa. We've got Q for Queen of Hearts, R for Russell, S for Skywalker, T for Thor, U for Ursula, V for Vader, W for Winnie the Pooh, X for this X and O bear-looking Mickey thing, Y for Yeti, and Z for Zazu. And I also want to show you today, we did come across some really cool pins today. These were ones I just traded with cast members and friends in the park, but some awesome scores there. And again, I try and tell you this every time, it's not always about what you pull. It's not always about the challenge. It's about the hunt and about the things that you can find. And so again, I want to thank you all for coming along for the ride. If you're not subscribed to all the channels, please do. It is Pin Trading Pastor on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And so please come along and join us. We love making the content. Again, give us the comments below. Tell us what you want to see. We love bringing you along for the ride. And as always, friends, love God, love people.